guys, today I am going to be doing a planner show and tell, or a planner 21 21 questions of 2020, and I'm going to be using this kit here. I really like her shop kits, and I'll post the link down below. But she has, I like the style of it because it reminds me of my style. It's like watercolor painted stickers, and I chose this kit because it is something I really want to get back into doing, is hiking in the mountains. And since COVID, we have not been able to travel, and the areas that we live in, we don't have any mountains that I would really care to hike in this area here. So I'm going to be setting up my week of March 22nd for this, using this planner kit. And I am going to be answering some of these questions in conjunction with a few of my other fellow YouTube and Instagram planners. I'll go and list them as planner.rose12, Teach Disney Plans, Hope on the Coast, the Victorious Planner, and my so-called life plans. So check all of them out. You'll probably really enjoy their question and answer sessions in their planner channels. So we're all going to be setting up the same week, but differently. And I will leave a link to their channels down below in the comment section as well. But I'll go ahead and start with my very first question is, where did you grow up? And I grew up in the Southeast. I've traveled around a good bit, but I've lived in the Southeast of the United States for pretty much most of my life, and I do plan on eventually moving, so hopefully I'll be able to live in another area sooner rather than later. And then let's see, question two, dogs or cats? I love dogs. I've always had dogs. My certain family members of mine are allergic to cats, so I'll never own a cat, and I'm kind of afraid of cats. A lot of my friends have had cats, or neighbors have had cats, and they like to attack. They're not like dogs for me, where dogs are very sweet. Pretty much you can get the feel of the dog, like even if you don't know if it's barking at you, you know to stay away from the dog. Or if it's growling, don't touch the dog. Very rarely do dogs ever just haul off and bite you or scratch you to be malicious like cats do. I find that so weird. Cats will be really sweet one second and then just attack in another. So um, I prefer dogs due to that reason. Let's see. Question three. Do you have any pets? I do. I have a small zoo. I've always had dogs and birds, and I am not going to show any pictures of them, partially because privacy reasons, but other reasons is one of my birds, she does not like to have her photo taken. She doesn't like cameras or video equipment or anything like that. She's very um, afraid of large objects, small objects that she's not used to seeing on a daily basis. It'll freak her out. Strangers that come to my door, she doesn't like them. She is okay with my family that comes frequently, but she'll even squawk if she sees me with a broom because, I don't sweep very often. So she's like, "What is that?" Um, Next question is, what is your spirit animal? Mm, I think mine would be, I'd go between either a raven or an owl. Partially because I love birds, and I've always liked pretty much any type of bird, but I really like ravens and owls because they're so smart. I love the raven because they're very mischievous, and I like seeing videos of them playing. Like, they'll just roll around in the snow on top of people's roofs, and or they'll antagonize other animals just because they're bored. And I really like owls because they just seem so majestic, and they come out at night. So, question number five, what is your favorite sports team? All right, I'm probably going to get some hate on this, but I do not like any sports teams. I couldn't tell you, I mean, I could throw some out there, but I don't watch sports. I've never liked sports. I guess growing up in the Southeast, everybody is majorly into football, and I just don't see the point. They'll even like friends will just won't hang out with me because they're like, "Oh, I gotta watch football today. It's on," and I'm like, "Okay, well, go watch your game." um, Question number 6: What is your favorite movie? That's a hard one. I like a lot of movies, and it my favorite movie usually changes over the years. I can say I have a handful of favorite ones right now. The Croods and Ever After. The Croods is I think it's a Pixar movie but it's an animated movie, and I really like watching that one. I can watch that if I find that if I can rewatch a movie, then it is one of the few favorite movies. Just like Ever After is the Cinderella type retelling with Drew Barrymore. I like that one, and I can rewatch that one too. So those will stay in my favorite pile until I no longer have the urge to rewatch them. Let's see. Question number 8. No, I'm sorry. I'm skipping one. Question 7. What is your favorite restaurant food order? You know, since I'm not able to eat a lot of certain types of foods, but so I'll keep that out of this, but I really like dessert in general. That is my favorite thing. I loved eating Applebee's. I think it was the fried apple chimney cheesecake. They stopped carrying it. Usually that's how it goes for me. Anytime I find something at a restaurant that I love, they stop carrying it. Another one was the veggie burger made at Mugshots, I believe it was. They switched it into some weird veggie burger that you could tell was a veggie burger, and I'm like, oh well, it was a frozen patty instead of handmade on the grill sort of deal, and I was like, okay. Let's see. Question 8. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? So, again, this one is going to be an irritation for me because I love chocolate banana ice cream flavor by the brand. I believe it's called Talenti. But I either they don't make that flavor anymore, or the all of the supermarkets I've been to, every single one in my city, they don't carry that flavor. They carry the brand but not the flavor. So, I'm not for sure why companies do this. I must just have a weird taste in things where people are like, oh, we've just sold like one or two of them, so it's not profitable. Um, Question 9. What is your favorite holiday? I like Christmas and Halloween. Um, I, as a kid, loved Halloween, and I think I'll always like Halloween because you get to decorate for it. It wasn't really into trick or treating, but I love dressing up in costumes and decorating the house. And the same for Christmas. I really like decorating, and I like the season change that comes with it for the area I live in. So I like all the Christmas movies and the different types of foods that you get to eat around the holiday season. Let's see. Question 10. What is your favorite season? Mine would be fall or autumn. I really like feeling the season change. Growing up and living in the southeast, it's pretty, especially in the location I live in, it's pretty much summer, mm, 10 months out of the year, and then you get, quote, winter, but it's not really winter, it's more like fall, autumn. The lowest it's going to get is in the 30s, possibly here, and I mean, it may one day, have like a freak ice storm, but that's it. And then it goes right back. It could go like into the 70s again the next day. So that's the gist of it. So I really like the fall season because you do at least get to see some climate change, and you get to see the trees lose their leaves. Not very many of them change colors here. They just are either green and then they lose all their leaves. But I would like to live in an area like the Northeast in New England area or in a mountainous area where you can see all the fall colors. Let's see. Question 11. What did you want to be when you were little? So I was a odd little kid, and I wanted to be an ornithologist or an Egyptologist. So if you're unfamiliar with what an ornithologist is, it's somebody who works with birds. I really didn't want to be a veterinarian because I didn't want to have to hurt the animal. But I loved working or being around with birds, so I wanted to work with them. And then I wanted to be an Egyptologist because I loved learning about all things from Egypt. I thought the pyramids and the Great Sphinx and um, everything in that area was just a fascination to me. I loved the artwork, all the history and stories, mythology that came from that time period. I just thought it was so cool. Let's see. Question 12. What is your dream job now as an adult? As an adult, I would love to be a full time artist or possibly a forensic archaeologist in the Southwest area dealing with Native American artifacts. But either one of those, I feel like I would love doing. But artist, most definitely, if I could make a living full time, that would be awesome. Let's see, question 13. Who is your fave celebrity? I really don't have one. There are certain ones like I really like Keira Knightley. Any movie she's in, I'll probably go watch it. So I don't know. I don't keep up with celebrities, so it's hard for me to say which one is my favorite. Let's see. Question 14. Do you have any weird quirks or habits? Nah, it's all normal to me, I guess. I guess I like to take things apart and figure out how they work. If I really have a fascination with a hobby with something, I tend to want to learn how to make the thing or build it or make my own, that sort of thing. Let's see. Question 15 is what is the last show you binge watched? I just finished watching Tell Me Your Secrets off Amazon. Spoiler alert here, so if you don't want to hear what I have to say about the show, you can just fast forward for like a couple of seconds. But it's really good. So it starts off with the main character. I forgot all her names, so I'll call it the main character. She is getting out of jail or prison after I think being in there for like 7 or 8 years, and she's supposedly put into the witness protection system, and she was in jail because her boyfriend was a serial killer, and everybody suspects that she had something to do with the murders. So she gets put into this little parish in Louisiana, and all these weird things start happening around her. There's a couple of stories going on at the same time within the small town. There's a couple of murders happening at that time, and then there is another story with one of the girls from that her boyfriend supposedly killed. That girl's mother is still looking for her, and she basically sends somebody after the main character to try to find her to get answers out of her because she believes she knows what happened to her daughter. And in addition to all that, the main character is having flashbacks because she can't remember a lot of what happened to her. But it definitely has a twist at and I'll say that I'm not going to spoil the rest of it, but it was really good. Pretty much everybody in there is crazy. So all the characters have something to hide, and the only one that doesn't is the main character. She is not what people have made her out to be. So it turned out pretty good, and I really recommend it. So, question 16. What was your first email address? My first email address, I'm not going to give it out, but it is the same one I use as my main email address now. So it's very old, and I'm kind of shocked that I still have it, but after I think about how old it is. um, let's see, question 17. Do you speak any other languages? No. I can read French at a second grade level, but I can't speak it. I learned Spanish in high school because I was required to, and I figured since a lot of my family does speak Spanish, I could figure out what they were saying, but it didn't quite work out that way. So then I decided I wanted to travel to France, and I was like, you know what? I probably need to learn how to read the and speak and get around in France. So I learned as much as I could before I left for my trip, and I learned, honestly, you're gonna be laughing at this, but I learned a lot from Duolingo. I would be at work and I would just constantly be on the app, and I learned enough French to be at around a second grade level. So I was able to go to restaurants and I could read the menus, I could read street signs, I could read like French blog posts pretty much without having to. If I couldn't figure out one or two words, I could kind of get the gist of what was going on, but I could not, like, if people were talking to me in French, I couldn't understand. It was too fast. So I would definitely try to pick that back up again. I enjoyed learning it. It was a lot easier on the app than when I was in high school trying to learn Spanish. I don't know why. Let's see. 18. What is your go-to clothing style? Mm, I tend to have a lot of different styles. I forgot who said it was. I don't know if it was like Coco Chanel, but it's when people say I don't have anything to wear, it's not that we don't have anything to wear. It's just we don't have anything to wear for who we want to be at that moment. And that's definitely kind of how I feel. Um, I tend to dress, I would say, I don't want to go casual because a lot of times I'll be dressy and sometimes I'll be more casual, but I would say more of like a southwestern rock chic boho style. If I had to call it something, I definitely have a lot of prints, and this past year I would say I've definitely gone more neutral, but I tend, my style I guess always evolves. And all through high school I can remember I was very much into like wearing all black gothic style, and then it became skaterish with the wide leg pants, and then it became that I'll call it the clueless style, like the late like early 2000s from the movie Clueless. It was definitely like that, and then it became more organic and um, edgy, and then a little bit more structured, and now it's definitely gone more casual because of COVID and staying at home a lot more. And then let's see, question 19 is, which do you prefer, Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, or other? And I have to say all of the above. They all tend to carry, at least out in my area, Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Joann's is more fabric based, so they're kind of like a last resort for me, but Michael's and Hobby Lobby tend to carry the same art supplies that I use. So if one is out of stock at one place, I'll just go to the other place and they'll probably have it. So I, it's more about which one's further away from my home at that, or where I'm at that time is where I'll go. And then question 20 is, what planner products are on your wish list? Of course, more stickers. And I think I want a corner rounder cutter. So if I have cardstock type paper, I can just clip the corners and it'll automatically round it. I do program my silhouette to do that with the sticker paper, but when you're just sitting there working at your desk or bench and you just want to cut a piece of paper really quick with that rounded corner, I think one of those would be pretty super handy. And let's see, question 21. Where is the first place you would like to travel once COVID is over? Hmm. I don't know about the first place. I have a lot of places in mind that I want to go to, and my top three are the Canadian Rockies, then Iceland, and Greece. So I think it's just going to come down to when I feel safe traveling. Um, I, working in the field as a medical laboratory scientist and an epidemiologist and doing all the, respiratory research that I'm doing, I will err on the side of caution. And until I don't see any more positive samples come through the labs, I won't be traveling. My university, someone just presented the research data that was published on the UK variant, and to summarize, basically all of what they had published was that yes, it is a more deadly variant of the current virus that's circulating, and the neighboring state to me has had, I think, all 50% of their COVID cases have been sequenced to show that they have that particular variant. And the city that my university is in has, I think they said 67% of the cases show positive for the UK variant. So it's here in the United States, and it's outpacing the other viruses. Well, I guess the other virus, and or the common. I don't want to say the common one, the common SARS-CoV-2 virus, or what everyone believes to be the main one. So, yeah, I'll err on the side of caution for now, and wait it out a little while and see how other countries progress with this. But yeah, I enjoyed doing this, and I will be setting up my next video. I believe is going to be my April plan with me, and I am so excited about that one because it is going to be dealing with lab week. So, uh, if you guys are familiar with, there is a Nurses Week, and that's where hospital administration and coworkers and everybody, they all celebrate nurses. I forgot what month that is in, but basically they get a whole week, and they say thank you for all that you do as being a nurse. Well, lab week is the same. It is in April, and your usually company or hospital administration and everybody, they will celebrate all laboratory professionals, and they do that by throwing like a pizza party or maybe t-shirts, things like that. I'm not quite sure what they're going to do because of COVID, but I will be dedicating my April plan with me to lab week, and I'm really excited how it's turning out. I haven't finished it yet, but it's turning out to be pretty cool. What I will say is it definitely has to do with laboratory work and um, epidemiology slash pandemic outbreaks. So if you're interested in that, please check out my next video that will be posted closer to April, and I hope everyone is not tired of seeing things like that, but I'm doing it to celebrate Lab Week and all the laboratory slash epidemiology professionals that are out there who are truly the unsung heroes in the healthcare world, because nobody knows we exist. And people have just now started to realize that we're out there because of COVID and all the media coverage that's going into it. But yes, so please stay tuned to see what that looks like, and if you want to watch that video. And as always, guys, stay positive and stay motivated, and I will catch you next time. Bye.